Hi, it's me again, and the big statements that the BBC made over the last few days really did stir everything up. I've talked about it on this channel a couple of times already in the last couple of videos, or maybe they're in the queue to go on, I don't know. But they really have stirred some stuff up. And some people who would normally be really supportive of the BBC are really properly agged out. Have a look at some of these. This is Slip Disc, the #1 classical music website, and they are fuming at the BBC, they are. Let's have a look. A centenary policy statement today by BBC Director General Tim Davie poses a clear and present threat to the future funding of the BBC orchestras. Now, if you didn't know, the BBC pay for loads of orchestras. Loads, like an unnecessary amount of orchestras. Do they need any orchestras? That's up for debate. You let me know in the comments below. But the multiples of orchestras they have make no sense at all. And they pay these musicians proper full-time money. They don't just get them on a gig basis. You know, come in, we'll pay you for the day. There's none of that. They keep them on retainer. Why? How many orchestras do you need on a daily basis, the BBC? It makes no sense, does it? There's got to be a very rare occurrence where you need an orchestra one day and then it turns out you need an orchestra down there on the same day. That's got to be a rare occurrence, right? And if that does happen, that's a scheduling issue, not we need more orchestra issue, isn't it? But yeah, these people are fuming. Exclusive, BBC TV sacks classical music department. We hear that the entire staff of the classical music department of BBC Television have been offered redundancy as part of the latest structural reorganisation. When we sought confirmation, a BBC press officer sent us this. So I won't read the whole thing, but I'll leave it on the screen. You can always pause it if you want to read it, can't you? Once pressed again, the process is still underway, so I'm unable to answer your original questions whether or not the entire department would be laid off. Now, they say essentially the BBC is having one of its periodic clear-outs and the classical production team is on the front line. So I already said that the BBC maintain several orchestras. Now they also maintain a classical music department that has enough staff that it will make a headline on here if they've been offered redundancy. And you wonder why they can't survive on 3.2 billion quid a year. Why do they have these departments and orchestras? BBC starts cuts at concert orchestra. The process appears to have begun. A leak to the Sunday Times today says the BBC CO, as well I'm guessing concert orchestra, is being withheld from live performances on Friday night is Music Night, a programme popular among older listeners. It will be replaced by cheaper ensembles. This is part of a drip process that the BBC hopes will lead to choir orchestra abolition. Be prepared. Now, if you're a big fan of classical music and you're a subscriber to Slip Disc or you're a musician in an orchestra, I understand why this would be concerning to you. I really do. And I have a lot of sympathy for the people whose livelihood it's going to affect. I really do. But why does the BBC need a full classical music department staffed with multiple staff? They don't, right? You could have a director of classical music and let them deal with everything. One person maybe with an assistant, if that's important for like the BBC 4 stuff and some of the orchestral stuff they do. You don't need to maintain on retainers multiple orchestras. You can bring them in on a gig by gig basis and maybe give them a grant once a year to help keep them going. You know, put some strings on their violins, whatever. Or maybe just one orchestra. But you don't even need that. But I'd settle for one orchestra because you have multiple and you don't need them. It's so wasteful. It's so wasteful. And you never see stuff like this in the normal papers. You have to go to the specialist press for the people who really care about this sort of thing to find out about it. When was it in the papers that statement that Tim Davie brought out last week? He's getting rid of the orchestras. I didn't read it anywhere. And I read every article. But the specialist people on Slip Disc, the #1 classical music site, have got all the information for you. So what do you think about this thing? Because I think it's just crazy that the BBC maintain multiple orchestras. I mean, I did a video about it and how much it costs them. Have a look on the channel. There's a little search thing and you can just type in orchestras in my search thing, not search thing at the top, and find it. If I remember, I'll put a link below, but I always forget. So I'm not going to promise I'll do it because I always forget. But it's mad how much money. I mean, it's going to be part of £475 million in cuts. How much of that 475 is going to come from getting rid of the orchestra stuff? I would love to know. And when it does all happen, I will file some freedom of information requests to try my best to work it all out, so I can talk to you about it. It won't get loads of views because no one on this channel cares about orchestras, but I find it interesting because I'm sad like that. But yeah, let me know what you think about all this down in the comments below. And always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because that way you'll get to keep up to date with the latest videos. And if you do press it, maybe, just maybe, I'll get to see you in another video again soon. Ta-da!